In this electric circuit, 45 volts, we have R1 10 ohm, R4 4 ohm, R2 20 ohm, and R3 80 ohm. So first of all, find out the equivalence of these two. I'm going to call it R prime. 1 over R prime equals to 1 over 20 plus 1 over 80. That's going to be 4 plus 1 equals to 5 over 80, which is going to be 1 over 16. So R prime is going to be 16 ohm. Then after that, we have just 3 resistance in common. So RT equals to R1 plus R prime plus R4. That's going to be 10 plus 4 plus 16. That's going to be 30 ohm in total. I naught is going to be V naught divided by R naught. That's going to be 45 divided by 30, which is going to be 1.5 amp. Then, based on that, we can say I1 and I4, because they're in series, is going to be the same as I0. So I1 and I4 equals to I0, which is 1.5. So we can say after that, V1 equals to R1 I1, which is going to be 10 times 1.5. That's going to be 15 volts. V4 is going to be R4 times I4. That's going to be 4 times 1.5. That's going to be 6 volts. The rest of it is going to be in here. So 45 minus 15 minus 6, that's going to be 30, 24. 45 minus 15 minus 6, it's going to be 24 volts. So this one is going to be 20 volts. This one is going to be 24 volts. So I can say I2 equals to 24 divided by 20. And I3 equals to 24 divided by 80. Which will be 1.2. 0.3 amp. So I2 and I3 is going to be 1.2 and 0.3, and that makes sense because if you I3 is going to be this way, I2 is going to be this way, together supposed to give me I0, which is in here, which is 1.5, and that makes sense because I have 1.2 plus 0.3. So 1.2 plus 0.3 is going to be 1.5. And let's review the whole thing again. So here, these two are in series with this volts. So we have the same I's in these three cases. If you want to find out the equivalent resistance, we need to find out the equivalent resistance of these two. Since they are in parallel, we're going to have R prime, 1 over R prime equals to 1 over 20 plus 1 over 80, which is going to be like that. And when you add them, you have common denominator. 4 plus 1 is going to be 5 over 80. And when you flip it, it's going to be 16 over 1 or 16 ohm. So that's going to be the equivalence of these two resistance. And then it's going to be in series with these three resistances. So it's going to be 10 plus 16 plus 4. That's going to give me 30 ohms. That's the equivalent resistance. Then we can easily find out I0, which is V naught divided by R naught. 45 divided by 30, that will be 1.2 amps. So since they are in series, I1 and I4 will be equal to 1.5 amps as well. Then we will have V1 and V4, which is going to be equal to R1, I1. We have both of them we calculated. V4, same thing, we calculated. Then we have here, we have 45. If we take 15 and 6 out of it, we're going to have 24. It means that in each of these branches, we need to have 24 volts. So V2 24, V3 24 volts. And based on that we can find I2 and I3, which is going to be 1.2 and 0.3 amps.